Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I've been doing very well. Now, I've just took delivery of a film that I've been waiting for best part of a week. I pre-ordered it and it got held up. Mainly, Amazon did not get the stock of the movies from Eureka-Ka-Ka-Ka-Ka. And Eureka are a great label. I love Eureka Blu-rays, like, love them to bits. And they champion some films which you didn't expect them, because they do masters of cinema. So you get a lot of Japanese stuff, Chinese stuff, Italian stuff, French stuff, arty farty movies. But they do a whole run of real good classic, sort of horror B movies, and this one is no exception. This is from 1979. I haven't been waiting since 1979 for it to arrive. Just a few days. It was due out on Monday. It's now Thursday, and it finally dropped. It is Prophecy from 1979. John Frankenheimer directed it. Not the most obvious choice for a horror film, but it was an eco-horror movie. It had stuff about there was mercury tainting the water in toxic waste up in the mountains and forests of Maine, actually British Columbia and Vancouver. And it's affecting the Native American population there, but it's massively affecting the wildlife. And it has created a huge, big mutant bear monster which is laying waste to anybody in its path, and it's great. It stars Robert Foxworth from, was he Dynasty or Falcon's Crest? It's Falcon's Crest, wasn't it? He's also in Damien Omen 2. And and Talia Shire as well, she's Adrian from the Rocky movies. And who else have we got? Armand Assante, who's Eye the Jury, and also he plays Rico. Stallone as Judge Dredd in the film Judge Dredd for Danny Cannon back in the early to mid 90s, and he plays the clone brother of Judge Dredd. And it's funny how Armand Assante does look like Stallone. The eyes, it is definitely there. The eyes, the profile, skin tone. It was a great choice, to be honest. Now, he plays a Native American in this, who becomes like a hero, but obviously he's not Native American. But the rest of the Native Americans are played by genuine ethnic Native Americans, including the great George Kluteski, and he was in the film Nightwing, which came out the year before, which was another eco-horror about bubonic plague carrying vampire bats. And I reviewed it, I gave that a massive big review. In fact, Eureka brought that out as well. Yay! Big yay for Eureka. So, Prophecy. Now, I'm not reviewing the film right here, right now. I'm not. I'm just basically going to unbox it. Well, I've kind of already have. I took it out the Amazon packaging, so it's here right now. And I'm playing the glorious, totally intense score by Leonard Rosenman, which is very, very similar to all his other scores, to be perfectly honest. He did a couple of Planet of the Apes movies. He did The Car in '77, The Car, and Race with the Devil. Oh my God, two great movies. I've reviewed The Car. Please go back and find that. I'm massive fan of the film The Car. Tremendous. And Race with the Devil I've not yet covered, but I do love it. But I haven't seen this film for quite some time. And I'm talking 10, 15, maybe 20 years. I'm not kidding you. It could be that long. I do know the film very well. I know the score intimately. That's because I drank so much whiskey one night, we got close. I do regret it now, but of course, we're like that, we're inseparable now. But I remember it got massively slated upon release. It is known in some circles as being a complete and utter turkey. A mutated turkey at that. And I remember the reviews when it first came out in Starburst, Starlog and other magazines and what have you. And then obviously further down the line in the Tinternet came out, so forums and people. But you found people that, I love Prophecy, I think it's great. And it's actually written, the book that's based on is written by David Seltzer. David Seltzer, a filmmaker and writer, screenwriter. He's the man that came up with The Omen. Yes. So, and The Omen wasn't a book to begin with. The Omen was a screenplay which David Seltzer then turned his own screenplay into a novelisation of the movie. And but I've discussed that so many times before, I'm sure. But Prophecy, yeah, it's got a fan base, but the fan base that backs this kind of love cheeseball movies and, you know, turkeys and dumb movies. But I'm not so certain that this is, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, revisiting it and reviewing it. It's a film I've read about so many times, and I've discussed it so many times as well. Usually, you know, in the boozer when you're drunk, you know. And I remember as well, after a couple of training exercises in Wales, the ubiquitous Wales, where I spent most of my days in the Royal Marines, just traipsing up and down mountains in Wales. And we did discuss this, because it was a rainy, stormy night, and we were out, and someone said, "Have you ever seen that movie about the big mad bear?" And I went, "Oh, you mean Grizzly?" William Girdler's great eco-horror, Jaws on Land, Pause, which I have covered as well, and you all know I'm a massive fan of that. And I went, "Oh, Grizzly," and he went, No, not that one. That's the one with the park rangers in it." And I went, yeah, it is. "So what do you mean then?" He goes, "Oh, no, it's got like there's little mutant baby bear cubs in it." I went, "Oh, Prophecy." And like everyone else is going like, we're sitting there in the shadows as well. We're meant to be keeping quiet, and me and him are going like, "Oh yeah," and it takes a guy's head off, doesn't it? Like, and we're like, yeah, "Oh, it's great. Oh, you love it." So Eureka have brought this out now, and I think if you get the first sort of nice little slip cover, I know people love slip covers. There's the original artwork for it. There was two versions of this with a bit of blurb right in there. "It can hear you, it can see you, you can't outrun it." And then there's another one where it said, "It was created by man. Its talons are razor sharp. Its body is mutated. It is huge. It will track you. It will kill you." And it was, you know, when the film first came out in '79, and I was only a kid, I'd be 9 years old. Like, I was like, "Oh, I see the posters for it." And as I said many times, like, the local cinema by me, the local flea pit, 2-screen cinema called the Phoenix. It was called the Phoenix because during the Second World War, the cinema it was beforehand, what was it called? Oh, no, I can't believe I forgot what it was called to begin with. Oh, local lads around there going, "Kilt-Man, what the hell?" But it got bombed and they rebuilt it, and because the Phoenix rose from its ashes, it got called the Phoenix. And I spent the years from like the age of 7, 8 till 13, 14, 15, exclusively in there every single night for nothing, watching all manner of X-rated stuff. And I remember this coming out at the time, and the advert, the trailer was very strange. It was just that, and it was just that image going, "Pum pum, pum pum, pum pum. It's out there. It can hear you. You can't outrun it," you know, and all this. And I was like, "What the hell is it? What is it?" And then Starburst reviewed it, and they said it was shit, and basically. But I still went to see it, and I loved it because it is a monster movie with a message behind it, which the critics did not like. They did not like the ham-fisted direction of John Frankenheimer, and the combination of, you know, B-grade monster movie thrills and chills with a profound message. Didn't seem to work. Obviously, I've seen it since then many times, probably on VHS and Betamax and DVD as well. Well, have I got it on DVD? Do you know what? I'm struggling to think now if I've actually got it on DVD. It's a long time since I've seen it, but I've always enjoyed it. I always had a good time with it. This is the one where there is someone in a sleeping bag. But when the bear attacks, how the hell it happens, God only knows. But the sleeping bag, amidst the big, huge, open mouth, scream, the sleeping bag with the person inside it completely explodes. What did the bear do? Did the bear do a Brody and shove like an oxygen tank inside there and then shoot a round into it? Because this thing just goes boom, And you're like, what happened there? It's mad. But I do love it. Thomas Behrman did the special effects for it, and he'd done many movies, splattery effects. He was one of those effects guys. So he'd done like Philip Kaufman's tremendous 70s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which I really revere that movie. And he'd done the effects for that, and other movies too. So there's some splattery, prosthetics and that, and I love that. It's old school, and there's no school like the old school. So, great Leonard Rosenman score, you're hearing it now. Off the rails movie, message behind it, Native Americans there, there's toxic waste, eco horror, great big monster. What the hell is not to love? Now, if I'm lucky, I've got the booklet, because in the first pressing of these, you get a booklet. Oh yeah, I've got a booklet. Oh, I've got a booklet. So, oh, look at the disc as well. Look at the disc. It's got a great big bear paw print. See that? Right. Look, it's the sleeping bag with the. That's gonna explode, boy. Now let's just see what's in here. There's a fair few extras on the disc as well. There's a couple of commentary tracks. I think there's some interviews as well. But I just want to see what. These are usually like essays. If you go down to the woods today, written by Craig Ian Mann. I don't know who he is, but I'm looking forward to reading that. I love booklets and stuff. Like, there's Armand Desante. Now again, I'm saying about Stallone. If you cover that up, look, that's Stallone. That's almost Stallone from Lock Up. Yeah. Talia Shire. So you've got Stallone lookalike, and you've got Rocky's wife. Here's all the posters. This is what I was saying to you. Look at that. So I've got quite a few variations on it. The US poster was the one that had like the advert, the trailer, it gets bigger, and it says, "It was created by man. It will grow to be 15 feet tall." Hang on, can't see in this light. Its teeth and talons will be razor sharp. Its flesh, twisted and warped. It will walk upright. And when it is born, it will be a mindless, merciless, what's that? Machine of destruction. Jesus Christ. Some people would say, Kilt-Man, unique glasses. There's reproductions of lobby cards in there as well. And again, more posters. They're foreign posters. Folks, there's a fly buzzing around here. I don't believe it. Open that window over yonder just to let a little bit of air come in, because it's actually got quite hot today. After being quite stormy and drizzly and dismal, it's actually got quite warm. So open the window and straight away, do the flies queue up outside? They're sitting there. Oh right, he's coming. Come on guys. Quite, don't buzz, don't make a noise, don't make a sound. Duck down. Window opens. Right, in we go, lads, come on. Like fucking commando flies. Yeah. It's another essay. Stories from the set. A young trainee gets her big break on Prophecy. An interview with Venita. Oh Christ, I should have picked this. With Venita O'Souls Graham, written by John Campopiano. That sounds like I made it up, but I didn't. It's all there. You can read that there. Freeze the frame. Read that. Campopiano. Really? So yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff to read there, and some nice images. I like it, and I like the way that they've done the Prophecy poster font and colour scheme as well. And on the back you've got more lobby cards. I'm happy, folks. I know I'm going to really enjoy the hell out of this movie. I'm perfectly waiting to go like, oh shit, that looks terrible. But overall, I know what I'm getting myself in for here. I know my movies inside out, but this is one that has managed to sort of, after really being into it when I was a kid and watching it a lot, it then kind of, I didn't really have a version to refer back to that I could watch. Certainly can't watch VHS or Betamax anymore, but I'm still massively aware of the movie. And when this got touted as coming out, I was like, oh, I cannot wait. So of course, when the big delay took place, I was like, oh shit, because the idea was I was going to watch this on day one, hoping it would arrive during the day. I'd sit back and watch it, and I'd be reviewing it for you during the evening. Well, now I've got it. It's now early evening, and I'm going out to have a few whiskies down the road. So, you know, I might come back and watch it tonight. I don't know, but I would say that this will be at the weekend, so it's going to be a couple of days' time. But either way, folks, you're going to have a big warts and all. You won't sell many ice creams going at that speed, will you? You will see a big mad review of this. There's the new artwork, and it look, actually it's not that good. I'm really not sure what the hell. You know, people aghast. Oh my god! And then you got a couple running away here. It's dead a bit surreal. But then you got this, the big beastie itself. And I love the blood splattering of the final lettering. Sorry, folks, this arrived and I got quite excited, so I thought I'll let you guys know. There's the soundtrack, limited edition, Leonard Rosenman, awesome stuff. And I've got the original novel as well that David Seltzer wrote, so I'll show you that when I do the full proper review. I might even go through the book as well. There was a phase during this particular time of eco-horrors, and bears in movies and in horror stories seem to be quite prevalent. There's one called, I think it's called Bear Walk, and again it was Native American legend about the great bear walk, and I've got that somewhere upstairs as well, and that was a great big thick tome full of gruesome murders and killings, and legends, folklore, and whole ecosystem coming under like the scrutiny. So yeah, a little offshoot there. The film was also completely devoured by another monster movie in 1979. Can any of you think what that might be? Mouth opens wide, and another mouth comes out. Yes, Alien came out just a couple of weeks after Prophecy, and just you couldn't compare the two. This was cheeseball, that was not highbrow, but far more professionally made, and the critics loved it, the fans loved it. It was, and it still is, one of the greatest monster movies that there is. But you know, leave a little gap in your heart for Prophecy, and in the big review, I'll prove to you why it's worth it. God, I hope I like it after all this. I might sit there and go, Jesus. Yeah, when I was 9, I loved it, but fuck me, this is an absolute mess. This is tripe. Big mutated tripe. No chance. Folks, I'll get back to you very soon. So please, in the meantime, and this warped, mutated, 15-foot tall, walking upright, it can hear you. You can't outrun it in between time. Please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all later. It's by the way, I never just shut it off. I always think of something else to tell you. One of the guys in the big monster suit is Kevin Peter Hall, Predator, and Bigfoot Henderson's. Yes, this was one of his first actual appearances. Well, can you call it an appearance? You can't see him at all. He's swathed in rubber and latex and prosthetics, and he's a right dribbly, snarly mess. Folks, bear with me. Later.